Imagine waking up and finding that the years have slipped through your fingers while nothing meaningful changed. The goals you once whispered to yourself now feel like distant postcards from another life. You go through the motions, waiting for some external signal to start. Promotion, permission, perfect timing, while life quietly passes. This silent force is not always dramatic. It doesn't announce itself as failure. It's passivity, the habit of standing still while the world moves forward. It masquerades as patience, carefulness, or prudence, and because it feels safe, you rarely notice the cost. Comfort becomes a slow anesthetic that dulls longing and shrinks possibility. One foundational cause is what psychologists call learned helplessness. Martin Seligman's experiments exposed how repeated uncontrollable setbacks teach organisms that effort is pointless. Eventually, they stop trying even when escape is available. Humans do the same after repeated rejection, failure, or disappointment. Our motivation erodes and inertia takes over. Another engine of passivity is the comfort trap. Routines designed to keep you safe become cages. You stay in jobs that numb you, relationships that drain you, habits that sap potential, simply because the known is less threatening than the unknown. Predictability becomes a substitute for meaning. Viktor Frankl argued that meaning, not pleasure or power, is the heart of human drive. Passivity erodes meaning fast. When you postpone choice, life loses its edge. The real danger isn't a single bad decision. It's the accumulation of small hesitations that compound into years of regret. You can choose otherwise starting from now. But here's the paradox. Passivity often disguises itself as wisdom. You tell yourself you're waiting for the right moment, being realistic, or thinking it through. Yet beneath those polished excuses lies fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping into the unknown. And fear, when left unchallenged, becomes the silent architect of your life. Carl Jung wrote that people don't become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Passivity is that darkness. It is not neutral. It corrodes your confidence, eats away at your sense of agency, and whispers that tomorrow will always be safer than today. Look closer at your own life. How many times have you stayed quiet in a meeting, even though you had something to say? How many times have you delayed a project you deeply cared about, convincing yourself you weren't ready? How many opportunities have slipped away because you told yourself, "I'll start next week"? Each hesitation is a small betrayal of the self you might become. This isn't just about psychology, it's biology too. Your brain is wired to conserve energy, to avoid risks, to stay alive. But in the modern world, that ancient wiring becomes a trap. Survival instincts keep you safe, but safe is not the same as fulfilled. The truth is simple but heavy. Life doesn't wait. The longer you practice passivity, the stronger it becomes, until it no longer feels like a choice but like your identity. Yet the moment you act, even in the smallest way, you begin to shatter its grip. So how do you break free from this invisible chain? It begins with awareness, but awareness alone is not enough. You must pair it with deliberate action, small, consistent steps that disrupt the inertia. Think of it like turning a heavy wheel. At first, the effort feels enormous, but with each push, momentum builds. First, reclaim your choices. Start by asking yourself each day, what is one decision I've been avoiding? Then make it, no matter how minor. Action builds agency, and agency dissolves passivity. Second, embrace discomfort. Growth always hides in the places you resist. Begin conversations you fear, pursue goals that intimidate you, try skills you believe you lack. Each stretch signals to your nervous system that fear is not fatal. Third, cultivate meaning over comfort. Viktor Frankl taught that those who find a why can endure almost any how. Ask yourself what matters most. What values, dreams, or relationships ignite your inner fire, and let them guide your daily actions. Finally, guard against drift. Passivity thrives when you live unconsciously. Reflect weekly. Did I live on autopilot, or did I choose my direction? Awareness recalibrates you toward intentional living. Because here's the truth. Life will not pause until you're ready. keeps moving with or without you. The man who figured life out isn't the one who waited for perfect clarity. He's the one who acted despite uncertainty. And when you choose action over hesitation, presence over drift, you discover that the life you long for has been waiting on the other side of passivity all along.